What's going on, everybody? Fighter Share Nation, you're inside the Beatdown. It is a little after 11 p.m. East Coast time, and we're ready to get into some things and get our therapy session started. What's going on, Badger?
Hey man, I can't call it, bro. Man, it's been a long day. One of them days, right? Both mentally taxing, and I just got a jujitsu class, so now I'm physically taxed. So I need therapy. So I'm ready.
Wow. Hey, Uncle Bob put on a fight card tonight. It was okay. It was okay. Um, the first fight, I can't remember who was in the first fight, but it ended in a knockout. And you asked me about Kamansky, right?
Correct.
He got beaten. It was an interesting fight because Clay, what's his last name?
Is it Collard?
Collard. Yeah. Clay Collard goes by Cassius Clay Collard. A guy who normally fights MMA, but had like a 6-2-3 boxing record. 6 wins, 2 losses, three draws. Um, he just threw punches. He threw punches and bunches. He threw punches even coming forward. Even Timothy Bradley was laughing, talking about, I've never seen anybody run after somebody throwing punches in a ring.
Right.
They looked like pot shots, but they were very effective. He caught him with the tape of his glove by accident. He caught Kamansky, and he cut him. But he pummeled his face for the rest of the fight, face and his body. Kamansky looked good, threw some good punches. It's just hard to prepare for a fighter like Kamansky, and you could see it was impossible for him. He's looking for a normal fight, and this fight was anything but normal because of the way Kamansky moved, and he would throw like 4 or 5 punches as he was coming in. And even when he tried to wrap him up, if he left one arm open, he would just be digging to the face and to the body with that other arm. It was interesting. After the fight, the Nevada State Athletic Commission transported Kamansky to the hospital for a brain scan and was another type of scan across the face as well, because they were
Dang.
worried about his commission. I mean
Dang.
his condition. Yeah, it was a good fight. I ain't gonna lie, it was a good fight. So that one I'm really up on, and is the main event just ended. Do you have an update on that?
Nah, I don't. I know that Kamansky, he took the L, but I don't have any details about it.
No, no, I mean the main event.
Oh yeah, Flores beat Ruiz.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was beating him handily. I just,
Yeah, I don't think he won a round. I think the scorecard I saw was pretty wide.
yeah,
Pretty wide.
yeah. He even had a 10-8 round in there, so you win every round plus a round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. I think we got a UFC card coming up this weekend. I think we can get into that a little bit later. What else is on your mind, bro?
Hey man, not much, bro. I saw where I almost called him Bob Arum. I'm sorry. See Uncle Bob. See top rank winning in your eyes.
Told you. Thanks
I
for
just
confirming that. Go ahead.
I just saw where Lou DeBella is saying that Regis Prograde can be available for a fight against Adrian Broner. I guess AB came out and said that he beat the so and so out of Regis, even though he's rapping right now technically.
Uh-huh.
So Lou was like, "Hey, if you serious, AB, we can easily arrange that." And I remember I said this a few months ago on the Fighter Share every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. that I thought that if Regis Prograde and Adrian Broner fought, that Regis would beat Adrian just because Adrian doesn't let his hands go. Uh,
Right.
he hasn't been the same since the Maidana fight. But listen, that'd be a hell of a fight. Like I want to see that fight. That is a main event fight. Adrian Broner Regis Prograde. Let's make that happen.
Hey, it'd be better than the rest of the TV fights that have been coming on.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a pay per view, but it sure would be a
Nah,
TV
nah.
fight.
Yeah, I think they could pull it off. I think they could pull it off.
Um, so Pedraza was supposed to fight tonight.
Le Pierre, correct.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be that was supposed to be the main event,
Correct. And I was looking forward to that fight too.
and so was Pedraza. But and it wasn't LePierre, but it was somebody in his
His
camp,
manager. Yeah,
his
his
manager.
manager. Yep.
So they moved that fight to I think July 15th. It's,
That's weird, man. Like I don't. This is gonna be this whole screening thing is gonna get real complicated, bro. Real quick.
Mhm. Yeah, but I think if you got to be quarantined in any place, Vegas might not be a bad place to be quarantined.
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. But I just think that this is. Listen, I think they've opened a can of worms, and I think a lot of stuff is about to be exposed
Yes,
because there's a second wave of this thing coming. They're already prepping us for it,
yes,
and you're trying to walk this line in a place where no one took this stuff real serious to begin with. Everybody's gonna come up positive. Ezekiel Elliott, positive. What 16 players off the University of Texas's football team, positive. Um, you had Michaela Mayer have well, not really a false positive, but she didn't have the actual coronavirus, but she had antibodies. That caused a test to come up positive.
hmm
Another young lady that they outed saying that she caught the coronavirus via sex, which is a given. I mean, if I can't breathe or talk and some of my spray get on you, then obviously if I lay down with you, then I'm gonna get it. So it's a lot of stuff happening in the sports world. They're trying to figure this thing out. But this is gonna be different. You got billionaires taking losses right now,
yeah,
and the president is their guy.
yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting how they try to convince the public to come out for these events, man. I mean, you had George Floyd's funeral last week, right? People
hmm
everywhere, right? All these protests, people everywhere. You got the president doing a rally in Tulsa tomorrow on Juneteenth. People are going to be out there, right?
Disrespectful. Yeah,
But at the same time, you want to tell athletes to quarantine? Like, think about all the college kids that already have corona. Like, let's be clear about this. The majority of the people that didn't take this thing seriously are young adults.
yeah.
18, 17 to 25, 17 to 30. They don't give a damn. They out there. So I don't understand how this is gonna work. Like I'm still like I hear the end game plan. Oh, we're gonna put them in a bubble. So you're taking the players and their families or whoever they deem to be, I guess, necessary for 5 months and quarantine them wherever they're gonna hold them at for the NFL.
Oh yeah.
But you got so many players, so many personnel involved in the NFL game. This does not. I don't know, man. I don't know.
They're doing the same thing with college football.
Yeah, this is man. This is wild, bro. I don't know how to feel about this anymore. Like I always felt like it was some BS going on, but you got a lot of important people losing money. And I'm not talking about the athletes. I'm talking about the people that pay the big dollars to get these laws and different things passed through, these super PACs. All these big businesses, people bleeding money everywhere. Now, granted, Jeff Bezos is good. Granted, UPS and FedEx and those guys are good. If you're in certain services, you're going to be good. But if you're in the hotel industry, you're taking a hit.
Yeah.
If you tourism, it's taking a massive hit.
Well, your president decided he wanted the government to give him bailout money because his resorts were suffering.
I don't know, man. Combat sports is going to be okay because it doesn't take a lot of people to pull this off. We may not get the fights we want, but we'll get something. But I really want to see how the NFL is going to do this. And basketball, it's going to be a little bit easier, but that's going to be weird too. Now you got a 22-team tournament. What about the other 10 teams? They didn't want to participate? Like
They were non-essential. They weren't going to make the playoffs anyway.
That's right. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Listen, I want to change gears for a second. And I know, this is going to be a very unpopular discussion, but I'm good with it. Um, there's no one who's more against police brutality than me. But I'm looking at this Rashard Brooks case. Now, mind you, when they shot him, they did not give him attention. One of the officers stood on him. They did not do they on that one they did not follow proper protocol. But I ask you, if they talked to him for what, 40 minutes, gave him a whole bunch of sobriety tests that were some just out of line, but you run. And not only when you run, but then you take a taser and point it at them. Again, I've seen his widow on the Today Show several times, on the news, saying, they should have found another way. Even before all this started, unless you're the white dude who ran after the cop who hit him with the taser. If you're a black male in this country and you take the cop's taser and as you're running, you point it at them, you're likely to get shot. Now, what happened after that, even the motive for them keeping him as long as they did before this all happened, that may have all been wrong. But you took the cop's taser and ran and pointed it at them. I'm no, murder is not justified, but what did you think was going to happen? I'm asking you, Badger.
Well, I really want to talk more about combat sports. I didn't want to get into this today, but I will because it's necessary, right? We know these conversations we have to have. Um, we're looking at we're Monday morning quarterback in this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I look at it this way. We don't know what was going through his head at the time.
No, we don't.
He was visibly drunk. What we do know is that he wasn't a threat up until the last 40 seconds of that video when he decided to run. You knew where this man lived. You knew he didn't have any outstanding warrants. You knew where he had just come from. He was of no threat. No weapons. He was jovial. He was trying to be funny. Everything about him was the kind of stop that you'd want to have, except for those last 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is this: we'll never get a chance to know what he was thinking. But what I do know is that he knows that he probably felt like that was his best move. And we can Monday morning quarterback and say, bro, that wasn't a smart move. You should just let them take you. But the problem is, Brashawn, bro, listen. I'm going to tell you something, bro. It doesn't matter because they kill us when we comply. And I'm not saying I can't listen to me when I say this now, bro. I don't want you to get this confused because I'm not saying that he was not in a position to do what he did. He was wrong. What I am saying is that this is the type of example that we see when we talk about defunding the police. Defunding the police is not about taking money from the essential service of the police department. What it is not giving them money and taking away their responsibilities. That man should have been arrested.
Yes.
He should have been arrested. When he got out, first of all, the speech before he got out of the car, I knew he was drunk then. When he got out of the car and started trying to negotiate the conversation, and he couldn't follow the basic instructions, he was drunk then. Why did it go on for 30 minutes? For however long it did, it didn't have to go on that long.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Rashad, you're impaired. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, put your hands on the hood, and we cuff him. Maybe if they do that, then maybe he doesn't have 30 minutes to go through his head while being intoxicated and think of all the people that he witnessed being killed before him. And he's thinking about his daughter that he just left. Again, you have to think about this, man. This man is not thinking that he's just trying to escape, bro. He's not a criminal. He's not a thug. This man just left his 3-year-old daughter's birthday party. Is that correct?
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Come on, man. Police are getting too comfortable with lethal force. And they've been too comfortable with lethal force. And they've always been comfortable with lethal force in our community. And that's why this is still a problem.
Again, and I agree with you.
Is this a cut and dry murder from the way that looked like George Floyd? No, it's not. But it didn't have to end in murder. And by the way, the last time I checked, a taser was not a lethal weapon.
especially at 22 feet. And that's what the district attorney is saying. They were not in any imminent danger. Again, though, knowing the landscape in this country,
You're right. You're right.
and again, I did not say they were justified in killing him, and that's why I know this is a touchy subject. My question was, when you do that, what do you think is going to happen?
He didn't think he was going to die, bro. He was just trying to get away. I do know that. And in this climate, when you've seen people get killed like that, now what made him want to run? I don't know. But we
That's
know, but
right.
we know it wasn't a checkered past. That's what makes it even worse. This man, by all accounts, was a decent man, a model citizen.
Well, now
So he didn't run.
he had incidents. He turned his life around. Was turning his life around. He did have a record. They actually had video of him. I think the last time after his last incarceration.
When was this?
Um,
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't again, but you brought the record. You brought the fact that he didn't have a record. It doesn't matter that he had a
It
record.
doesn't matter. And the police, when they encountered him,
First of
they
all,
knew when they met. They knew when that man got out of the car that he
he was
drunk,
drunk.
and he was drunk.
If they had followed correct protocol, I think they were just being humored by the whole situation before they took him in. Again,
That's even worse.
it is. It is. And if they had just taken him in, we wouldn't be having this discussion. I just and I'm not trying to absolve them of anything, bro. Not at all. I'm in my mind, and I don't know where it came from, what recess it came from in my mind. I
And
just
this,
kept thinking,
and here's the problem with this type of discussion that we're having, right, bro? The problem is this: we're looking at this from a micro level. That is the problem with everything that's going on in this country. We're looking at it from a micro level. We want to treat each individual encounter in that manner when the bigger problem is they've been killing us for far too long. And if we have one case where someone was murdered unjustly, then guess what? It's thousands that we've never heard about. That's the problem. We've seen the George Floyd. We've seen the Terrence Crutchers. We've seen the Eric Garners. We've seen the Tamir Rices. We've seen the John Crawfords. We've seen the Amadou Adalo. I'm butchering his name. We've seen the Philando Castiles. I can go on for days. None of these men deserve to die.
correct.
None of them. So that is the problem. So don't tell me what he shouldn't have done. Tell me why lethal force was necessary.
And we know it wasn't.
And
But
that's the only discussion that needs to be had.
no,
It was not necessary.
listen, I never argued that he should have been killed. No, I did not.
Well, that's why we're having a conversation, because he's dead.
Right.
Not because he pulled a cop's taser.
No.
We're having this conversation
The
because
reason
he's
why,
dead.
well, it wouldn't have been in the news if he wasn't dead. So again, though, that's what kept just jumping out at me. I'm like, unless you knew something, you knew something that hasn't leaked out, why would you, in this situation, not just run? Although we've seen people run before and get shot in the back in South Carolina. All right, never mind.
I mean, again, we're deflecting from the real problem. Why is lethal force always used with us?
Yeah, especially with that. I wish I had that video where I could pull it up. With the white guy who got out, laid down,
You don't
got
need to
back
pull
up.
it up. They saw it. The whole world saw it. And that's the problem. We don't get that latitude, bro. We never have. And this problem isn't just about police encounters that turn deadly. It's the whole system, because it's all designed to do just this. That is the problem. 1 in every 9 black men from the age of 17 to 32 is likely to be locked up. You know what happens between 19 or 17 and 32? You know what happens in those years?
What's supposed to happen?
You build a damn family.
Right, right. You set the course for the rest of your life.
And
And
one
that's
in
why
nine
it
and 1 in 9 of us don't get that.
and that's why it happens during that time frame.
Because once you get that decent number behind you,
Mm-hmm.
it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bro, like nah, he didn't deserve to die, and he should be charged with murder. Period.
And I'm not arguing any of those.
So then we shouldn't be having this discussion then.
Well, the discussion was just based on
Yeah, what happened?
why you run and take the taser.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, even it made no sense, bro. It made no sense.
Again, we can't tell what kind of trauma this man's been through. We don't know what his encounters have been like with police prior to this. And now he's trying to do the right thing. Maybe all he was thinking was, I just got to get home to my babies. Maybe that's it. Maybe if I get home, then the worst case scenario is just come and arrest me at home. But I've seen too
That
much
makes no
die in these
sense.
streets. But none of it makes sense. You're trying to make sense about something that doesn't make any sense.
I'm not. I'm asking the question. The whole point of this was
You
nobody.
took a stance, and I'm just addressing it from the stance you took. I'm not.
Why did you take the taser and run? That was my question. I know we can't get that answer because they killed him. It was just something that's been eating at me and bothering me that it doesn't justify his murder.
So here's the question. Maybe you know the answer to this one.
Probably not.
Were they no? Because I don't remember seeing it on the video that I watched, but I only watched it once. I did not see it twice. When he took the taser, were they tussling?
That was, you know what? That is a good question. I would have to go back and watch it again. That's honestly why I'm asking you.
Because I'm guaranteeing if they were tussling, he was probably hoping he had grabbed the gun so he wouldn't get shot. That's probably what he was hoping for. And he grabbed the taser, and he still got shot.
Well, he'd get, yeah.
And look, I get it. My bigger question is, how does a DUI turn deadly?
Especially, wasn't he asleep when they got there?
Yeah, they woke him up. And then how much you feel if you was the employee, when is that call the cops on him? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, and listen, here's something else. We have so much deep-seated trauma within us as a culture. Why did you have to call the police on him? If the person at the window was black. Like, somebody go wake this man up and tell me you got to go home. Or somebody wake this man up and say, hey, bro, you need to go park. Like, you can't. Why the police?
Yeah. Yeah, a manager could have gone out and said something to him.
Somebody else could have knocked on the window with something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just weird, bro. Because I've seen people be drunk before. And I've seen the police handle them in certain ways. I've seen police give people the opportunity to call someone to come and get them.
Yeah.
I've seen police give people the opportunity to call an Uber or a Lyft.
And then I've seen police be nasty and arrest somebody for falling asleep outside of Waffle House.
Bro, we've seen these things far too many times. And unfortunately, incidents like this keep the narrative going, and it keeps trying to justify something that's not justifiable. And I think that's why I kind of took the stance that I took. And I didn't mean to attack you, Brew, or make it seem like I didn't understand where you were coming from, but I'm looking at the bigger issue. And that is that we're muddying the conversation. We start talking about, well, he should have did this, he shouldn't have did that. No. Why aren't our officers doing the right thing? None of these encounters need to be handled with lethal force. None of them. But it does. And that's the problem.
Yeah. Point made.
So
Point made.
I don't know, brother. We just we bury another one, put another hashtag on, we keep moving, right? Add another name to the list. Like
For
Dave Chappelle
now.
said, it'll be somebody else next week. We'll be done forgot about him. On to the next.
Yeah. 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 All right. I guess back to combat sports.
So listen, bro. Now we talked about this. I think we talked about it briefly last night on the Fighter Share report every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I think we initially touched on this on the Beatdown on Tuesday. But this is getting traction. Earl Spence, this is living on Twitter. And people are coming out and saying stuff like, oh, well, I don't care what country you're from. I root for who I like. This needs to
but
be unpacked.
but you're
This needs to
disrespecting the
be
flag
unpacked.
when you kneel. I'm saying.
Oh, talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to
Wow.
me.
Okay.
This needs to be unpacked, man. And again, listen, just say what you really feel. Just say you rooting for whoever you're rooting for because they look like you, and I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll be okay with that.
I
And I listen, the more I see this, the more I like Earl Spence for doing this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The
but
more I see this, the more I like the fact he did it. And you said that. You agree. You were like, you know what? I like the fact that he said that. You said that you
yeah,
mentioned that on Tuesday.
I
I'm
do.
yeah, I'm in this, man. I'm in this, bro.
But
I'm
I've
in this.
rarely ever seen ever, except in Rocky 3, a group of white fans root for a black man in boxing as an American. Maybe back when you had Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling, but
And listen, that was only because it just couldn't get. Listen, everything that Max Schmeling represented, it just couldn't get any worse at the time.
right. And the
I mean,
kicker was the
listen. If it could have been worse, then they wouldn't have rooted for the black guy. I'm just gonna put it out there. But it
right.
just could. It was that was the floor.
And the kicker was he didn't even have those same beliefs. He just
Oh
happened to
no,
be German.
yeah, he was
And
totally
Hitler
against it.
attached his name to him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was totally against it. Yeah, I saw the special on that.
So it's
Yeah, him and
but
Joe
I mean,
Louis ended up being friends too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Mike Tyson got to know Max Schmeling when
Okay.
he was young. Um, but even Ali won the Olympic gold medal, came back, rooted against Ali the whole way. Wasn't American because he gave up his name. You give up the name they give you, you're no longer an American.
Listen, people are not ready to admit the truth. And the truth is that this country is more racist than it's ever been.
Yeah.
The only difference is we get to hide behind keyboards and do it now. Social media and the internet has separated us. And we do it a lot more than you think, bro. And I just want people to admit it, bro. Listen, if you're prejudiced or racist, then I just don't associate with you. But I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not going to fight you. If you don't bring harm to me, I'm not going to bring harm to you. So just be who you are. Be real. Be authentic, man. Like, you don't have to look. It's a million people out there that think just like you.
Listen, I have been so many people's reason why they can't be prejudiced in my life. Well, I have a black friend. I was usually that black friend.
Yeah.
And I realized a long time ago, huh?
It's because your disposition.
Yeah, whatever. I realized a long time ago why I was that. Because typically I was a loner. So, it wasn't like me and 3 other black friends who you had to befriend. It was me.
Gotcha.
I wasn't a threat because I was by myself.
Right.
Except now I got to give credit to a few who that wasn't them, especially My boy in North Carolina and my boy in Colorado. My boy in Colorado, I used to drag him in the black clubs when he was here in Tampa. So those two are thorough. They're thorough.
Okay.
Uh, and I'm not saying all friends that I have who are white felt that way, but I heard it from certain other ones. So and so called me prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced. I'm friends with you. If you have to say that, then you probably are. I mean, that's like saying I'm not affected by prejudice because I'm friends with you. One has nothing to do with the other. But like you say, we justify our views. We justify our thoughts. We justify our fears. We justify our position in life when we know we're wrong, but we have no defense for it. That's just like a child. Didn't I tell you not to take that cookie? Yes. Why'd you take it? Because it was time for dessert, and I thought that you would probably say, and you got crumbs on the couch. Now you got two weapons coming. But they're gonna stand there and try to justify it and justify it, and if you let them long enough, they'll believe it and you'll believe it. But if you cut the BS right off at the beginning, then you can actually put it in front of their face, and they'll have to say, "Yes, I was wrong." But as adults, we lose that gene called accountability. So we still go on justifying it. Or then we'll just cut off the friendship. I wasn't friends with you anyway. Okay.
Yeah, it's always again, and listen, I've jumped on this thing so much, bro. Again, when you have a bird's eye view of stuff, it always looks way different than when you're down in the weeds, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Curtis Blaze, man.
Go on with it. Yeah.
Uh, Volkov. Who's the opponent?
Volkov for Volkanov? Yeah.
Volkov, right?
Saturday.
I am so disappointed in Curtis Blaze.
Wait a minute. No. I thought he was fighting Uriah Hall.
No. Uriah Hall is supposed to be fighting. Oh, it's a big name. Oh man, hold on.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Uriah Hall's fighting somebody else. No. Uh, I was a fan of Blades, man. He was looking good for a while there. Then he suffered a couple losses. And I mean, look, he's still a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I just think that a couple of losses might have set him back a little bit, man.
They will.
He looked so good early, bro. From Chicago, right? Is that correct?
Yes, if I'm not
I think
mistaken,
he's
yes.
yeah. Dang, man. Well, hey, now's a chance to bounce back. And see how he does against this Volkov guy who's gonna be a tough customer. Listen, anytime you start talking about heavyweight MMA guys, man, get ready for a show.
The
Um,
funny thing is they look good against each other in the middle and the bottom, but then when they try to step up to the top, they just look horrible usually.
what you mean?
When you look at guys 3 through however far the rankings go down in heavyweight, they look good when they fight each other. But then when they try,
Oh, but when they try to take that, yeah.
yeah, they look horrible.
Well, like we said, it's top heavy, man. And listen, I'm just bro. Dana's doing his thing, man. Dana is doing his thing. I'm
Yeah.
excited about a lot of fights, man. Max Holloway,
Hmm.
that fight, the Burns Usman fight.
That's the
Um,
one that's probably got me the most amped up. That one and
man,
the Miocic Cormier.
to me, bro, the Miocic Cormier, like these are great fights. These are true 50-50 fights.
Because you said it, because butts will be in the seats.
Man, what you think so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Fight Island.
Oh yeah. I forgot. We talked about that. Yes, Fight Island. I keep forgetting that the UFC center in Las Vegas is for the peons. The big
Yes.
guys go to Fight Island. I got you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. They get their feet rubbed and drink freshly squeezed grapes
Hmm.
given by the Saudi princes or whoever is putting up all this money. But yeah,
Let-
man, I'm excited about that, bro. This is dope. This is
Yeah,
dope.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it's funny though. Anything Dana does, some fighter got a problem with it. Who was I looking at today had an issue with Fight Island and the way everything's been handled. I didn't even listen anymore. I was like, you know what? Let's just watch the fight.
So something interesting came across my timeline yesterday. The whole, and we don't like to use this term, the whole ducking thing, right?
Hmm.
And they were having a discussion about who the biggest ducks are in the sport. And
Come
I
on.
and I and I had an interesting viewpoint on that. When you become an elite fighter, like no longer a prospect, when you're a major contender or a champion, is ducking, hear me out now, is ducking the equivalent of prudent matchmaking?
No, I would honestly say ducking is a strategy employed to make sure that they minimize your risk.
Isn't that prudent management? Isn't that what your manager's
Management,
supposed to do?
yes, but when you say matchmaking, I go straight to like
I'm
Sean
sorry.
Shelby.
I got them confused. I meant management.
Okay,
Ducking is prudent management.
yes,
That's your manager's job. Your manager's job is to get you paid with taking the least amount of risk.
and listen, look at Floyd. I'm gonna be honest. Look at Floyd.
Exactly.
Floyd,
Exactly. He
because
took all
Floyd.
the risks
Hmm.
when he needed to early on
Hmm.
to not to take all the risks later.
And he was able to prolong fights until the money built up, built up, built up, built up. And then when he realized that the dope man moved out of Pacquiao's apartment, he got in the ring with him.
You gotta relax.
What?
You
What?
gotta
What?
chill, bro.
What I say?
You gotta chill.
What I say?
No Pacquiao slander today, at least. Jeez, man.
You know what? I will not talk about Pacquiao on the beatdown tomorrow.
We
Oh,
we
because we're only on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, right. That was cheesy, but okay. But no, and another thing, and there's another discussion attached to that too, bro. Um, Ducking is prudent management, and we have to stop throwing away guys for losing fights. That is the one thing that I think that the UFC has over boxing, and for various reasons, right? We know in MMA that you're going to have losses just because you have to learn so many different disciplines.
Well, I put it to
There's
you this way: if she was a boxer, Amanda Nunez would have never gotten a title shot.
Amanda Nunes would have had to win a title shot at a smaller weight class and then build her way up to be who she is if she was a boxer. The art of MMA itself just lends one to believe that at some point you're going to lose. How many guys are undefeated in MMA? John Jones.
Nope.
Well, his loss was not a loss.
Right. Now,
Okay.
yeah.
So technically he has a loss, but has he been bested in a match?
No.
Name another one.
Usman, right?
Kamaru might have a loss. I mean, we can pull it up,
Yeah.
but keep racking your brain. I'll wait.
No, because all the top heavyweights have at least a one loss. Um, Even Cejudo had a loss. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I don't think any of the champions are undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah, he lost to Rafael dos Anjos. Dos
Okay.
Anjos. Yeah, I mean, he has a loss. Told you.
So I don't know who who would have an undefeated record in
But
MMA.
but that's what I'm saying. The sport in itself kind of lends you to believe just like I mean, even if it's early in your career when you're fighting for the local promoter, right? Our
Yeah.
guy got a couple. Listen, our guy's one of the best fighters in the world. I stand by Martin Smash Brown. I said if he ever got a shot at the big leagues, he'd run through it. And two of his four losses was very early on in his career. He was like 19, 20 years old. He took the fights just because he needed to take the fights. He wasn't even really training. They
And then
don't.
one his
Go ahead.
opponent was knocked out
Yeah,
when he got the win.
we ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh.
But in MMA, they don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? The Floyd Mayweather effect has
Ah,
hindered boxing a little bit.
I get that to you.
All the greats have a loss. Mayweather's a rare exception. And a lot of what allowed Mayweather to do that was the climate at the time. And he started peaking right as social media started going this way.
Hmm.
So because of social media and a lot of things, he was able to kind of grab that whole marketing thing, that whole do for self thing. I'm gonna be my own man, and he kind of was able to take it somewhere else. Now that mold's already out there. You can't reinvent that. So you got to take chances, and if you lose, it's okay. Jordan
But
lost all the time.
yeah, but 6 times he didn't.
That's it. What about other times? He lost. You know how many game winners he missed? More than he made. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he was talking about that even during his career. He mentioned that.
You know what I'm saying? So, but again, we talking about fight fans who spend most of their time drinking and shadow boxing in their living rooms and feel like they can do what these guys do. So I guess there goes
Listen,
so understanding goes out the window. I guess.
we're not gonna get it twisted. It's the fight fans that are drinking and thinking they could be there to keep them getting paid. Whether you pay to see me lose or you pay to see me win, you're paying to see me.
You know what else I want to bring up too real quick? I know we run out of time. Why are we pocket watching so much? Like fans are like, what are they accountants? What are they doing? Like they all in the people business about, oh, hey, well he shouldn't get this much. It ain't got nothing to do with you, bro.
We've always come on now, bro. We haven't been able to get on Twitter because back in the day we had a barbershop. We didn't have Twitter. But we've always been like that. We've always been like that. I'm trying to think who it was. Oh my goodness.
No, we
That,
haven't always been like that, bro.
yes. Oh yeah, yes, we have. We've always
No.
well, he
This
shouldn't have been
whole
doing this and
this
he
whole
shouldn't
A
have been.
side, this whole A side, B side thing has got it messed up. No, I'm talking strictly about pocket watching. How much money fighters are making. I'm talking about like, yeah. I'm not talking about whatever their other
Okay.
behaviors are. I'm talking
Okay.
about like, oh, well, he doesn't deserve that much. He only got this many followers on this platform, and then he only did like, what
But I'm
is
gonna
it
tell
to
you,
you, man?
I think Ali got $1 million to fight Leon Spinks or something close to that. And mind you, I was a kid at the time. I can't tell you how many times I heard certain adults say, he don't deserve that. What's Ali done? But you know, when Mark Gastineau got a lot of money to come out of the NFL and go into boxing, which he floundered in, nobody was complaining about the money he got to do that.
I just think it's an interesting conversation that I like to dump into a little
Well,
bit
right
more
now we
information.
have more access to it. We have more access to that information.
And I think we've always known. I think I mean, because the commissions, I mean, those things are, they're out there. But I just don't understand why Joe Fan is so vested in how much somebody's get paid, bro. You're not a part of the team. You're not getting a cut. Why does it matter to you?
Everything
And
matters
it's
to Joe
and it's
Fan.
an individual sport. So how much money he makes does not affect the rest of the team.
Everything matters to Joe Fan.
Uh,
Joe Fan is Joe Monday morning quarterback, Monday morning point guard, Monday morning coach. Joe Fan is the one who's calling it on the sports shows, who now doesn't have to call the sports shows. Now Joe Fan can comment on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook. Joe Fan drives your fan base, good or bad. And because the information is put out there for Joe Fan, which I don't think my salary should be made public. Joe Fan's salary isn't made public. They tell him, don't discuss your salary because they're not paying him what he's worth. But, you know, if you're an athlete and you're in the private eye, they've always used the excuse, well, you're a public figure, so we can put your information out there because the public wants to know. Freedom of the press.
Get you every time.
Yeah. Or as I say, freedom of depress.
The pen is mightier than the sword. Believe that.
It is, unless you hit him with the right sword in the right spot. But I'm just saying, figuratively. Figuratively. Because we don't condone violence on a combat sports show.
Right.
We wouldn't do that. Listen, bro. 3 strings were walking down the street. They ran up on a bar, and on the sign of the bar, it says, no strings allowed. So one string said, you know what? I'm going in there. So he walked in the bar, walked past the patrons, walked up to the bar, and the bartender said, hey, string, aren't you a string? Yes, I'm a string. I'm a proud string. Well, didn't you see the sign that said no strings allowed? Yes, I did. So why'd you come in here? Because I want a drink. Next thing you know, you heard this psh, 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 and the string gets thrown out the bar. So now his buddy is visibly upset about all this happening. So his buddy says, you know what? He ties himself up. He messes up his top. He messes up his bottom. He walks in, walks up to the bartender, and the bartender said, aren't you a string? And looks him dead in the eye and says, afraid not.
And look them dead in his eye. You gotta chill, bro. You gotta
Some
chill.
people will not get that. They will, uh-oh.
The strippers. Shouts out to David Gessel. I don't know what that means, bro, but we appreciate the comment. Thank you for tuning in, man.
But if you got a live feed and you want to call in,
Yeah, man. Feel free, bro, and thanks for the thanks for the comment. Like, share, and subscribe, Dave. Let everybody know we here, bro. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the Fighter Show report on Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
listen, if he's been drinking, stay out of the drive-through.
Oh man, a little bit of everything, brother. Mostly combat sports, but sometimes the culture, what the climate, what's going on in the world and the culture. We get into some of that stuff, but mostly combat sports.
Yeah. We appreciate you joining in. We really do. Hey, we'll be back on Sunday at 7 for the Fighter Share Report, but the unscripted version, which you tuned into tonight, is the Beatdown every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Wednesday, we also come back with the Fighter Share Report at 7 p.m. If you have something you feel we need to discuss, get at us. You can hit us up on the Fighter Share fan page and just put in hashtag discussion topic, and we'll be able to see that. And we'll try to handle it on the Beatdown. If it doesn't fit into the Fighter Share Report, we'll jump on it on the Beatdown.
Hey, and Dave, if you know where they at, man, send them my way, bro. I got
Yeah.
a couple. I got a few coins I can throw at them.
Listen, if you got them on your cell phone right now, like a video, just
Oh, the OnlyFans page.
I will send you a link, and we can put you in here right now. Not now, but right now.
We'll put you in the game, coach. We'll put you in the game. We'll put you
But
in the game.
in case my wife is watching, I got a vision problem. I can't see him anyway, but I'm doing this for the Badger, for the culture. Doing it for the
There
culture.
you go. Yeah, something like that. Something like that, Dave. Something like that.
I like that.
Oh,
Luda.
man.
Oh man. All right, Badger. It's been a good show, my brother. I appreciate you.
No, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you and thank you for working with me early in the show, man. Listen, them jujitsu rolls got me wore out, bro. I am finna hit the hay hard. So,
Wow. Good thing we don't have a meeting early in the morning.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I will be no good. Hopefully, I can still get up in the morning. I done been
Hey,
folded. I done been folded up like a pretzel today. So, see how this thing work out, man.
I want to wish all the dads who take responsibility an early happy Father's Day. We'll see y'all on Father's Day for the Fight and Share report. But I want to wish my brother right there a happy Father's Day early.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. You gonna make me cry, man. But listen, man. Happy Father's Day to you too, man. You are an exemplary husband and the father, bro. I don't give you enough credit for that. I give you grief every time you give your wife a shout out because I feel like this is really unnecessary because she don't care. She ain't watching. But at any rate,
Now watch it.
you
Watch this one.
right. But you a good dude, man. But again, thanks to David
Appreciate
and
you.
everybody that's done tuned in and watched us, man. Again, the beatdown every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Fighter Share Report every Monday and Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's all I got. Fighter Share Nation, we out here.